I'm ready. So here's some hints. One thing you can do when you're solving problems that are like trig problems, quadratic problems, you can use identities. Like, let's say you have a problem that has both a sine and a cosine in it or something. You could use an identity, like a Pythagorean identity, to change one of them to the other, so that all you have is sines or all you have is cosines. So that's the first thing. Use identities to get one trig function. Okay, another idea is to just watch for identity solutions. This is where it comes in handy to have your identities memorized, because if you know them and they're in your minds, then it's easy to recognize them, to realize I could substitute that for something else. Substitute, I can't spell. Okay. How's that look? Okay. The third one is get the same angle. So make sure you don't have thetas and 2 thetas in the same problem. For example, because that would be 2 different angles. So you could use an identity to get rid of, like, the 2 theta, right? Okay, number 4. Set the problem equal to 0. So, in other words, if there's stuff on the other side, make sure you move it all over. Then factor. So we just barely saw some examples of this. And then what did we do to solve those? We set the factors equal to 0, right, and solved them. Okay, so that's kind of what we were just looking at together. I'm almost done with my list of hints here. Number 5, if it's quadratic in form and won't factor, then check the discriminant. Do you remember what that is? If it won't factor, check the discriminant to see if there's a solution. Because do you remember if you get like a negative in the square root, do you remember how the discriminant is the, okay, b squared minus 4ac, wait, b squared minus, oh wait, it's the b squared minus 4ac is the discriminant, right? Discriminant. Because if that part is negative, sorry, my handwriting is lousy. If that part is negative, then you get an imaginary answer, and so therefore it doesn't have solutions. So you don't want to go through all the work of solving it if it has no solution, right? To see if it is solvable. Okay, one more. Don't forget to check for more solutions. This will make sense when we do it. For more solutions, if it's a double angle or a triple angle, because then you have to go, do you remember how sometimes you solve from 0 to 2 pi? But if it's a double angle or a triple angle, then you have to, your last step is to divide everything by 2 or divide everything by 3. And so that makes your answers a half or a third of what they were, which means if you don't go past 2 pi when you're considering possible answers, then when you divide them by 2, you won't have all of the answers, because there might still be some in your range from 0 to 2 pi that work. Anyway, that's what that means, but I think we're going to see an example.